Okay, so I'm actually being guided not to share my gridworking story in this video, so this will be a story for another time because I feel like it is like a 40-minute length video. But I do want to share a little bit about our victory lap tour and the things that we're going to be doing on this trip. So the victory lap tour, of course, is called victory lap tour because I've already done a tour and it was successful. Just to very briefly catch you up, once again, I will do a full what was the planetary alignment gridwork tour video at some point. I did a 22-month gridwork tour. It was supposed to only be 1 year, but it got extended for reasons that I will share in that video. And the whole purpose was in 2023, when I first got the visions of this tour in May 2023. I'm just trying to figure out how to say this. Basically, I fell in a hole, which meant I wasn't able to get on the flight that I had just booked for the next day, and I had to stay where I was, and then the next day I got all these visions. So it was very synchronistic. And the visions that I received were essentially go to a specific location, and the locations were like channeled to me that day, every single month for an entire year so that you can course correct the grid. I kind of saw it in this visualization of we were here, and if we did not make this quantum leap up here by 2025, we were going to go on some very bad catastrophic timelines. Now, it's called the Victory Tour because if you look at 2025, things are really wonky. Some weird things happened, especially in some countries, but that was not the catastrophic year that was supposed to happen. 2025, it felt really wonky. It felt probably like, why isn't a timeline set? Why can't anything actually fully be done or accomplished? Because we were timeline shifting so rapidly. Those of us who were doing the intensive grid work were shifting the planet to such a degree that we avoided massive catastrophic as well as world events that were already planned to happen. Now, all of these things got delayed because of the consciousness on the planet. It rose past a critical mass, which meant these staged or planned events were no longer in energetic congruency, and there wasn't enough of us charging their plans. Remember, everything that happens collectively can't fully happen if we're not believing it, because we are all manifesting what happens globally. We are all contributing to the timeline. We are all responsible for the choices that we are making collectively. So with that gridwork tour, it was an intense time. Once again, I'll record it in a full video about it. But it was obviously successful because those timelines that were supposed to play out did not play out. So now our victory tour is our opportunity to be able to bring you on tour with me, to be able to, first of all, do victory, wave our white flag in some of the most incredible locations. I believe every single location on this tour, minus one, was a massive location that was part of the original planetary alignment gridwork tour. So just like we're doing a little lap around the world again. Now, these tours are exclusive and intimate. So I'm not bringing a lot of people on the trips. Like, they're small. I don't want them to be these big retreats. That's not the point of them. The point is to be able to take you on a gridwork trip and teach you how to do gridwork, help you develop relationships with the land, help you be able to honor and understand, how do you actually enter a sacred site and honor it and be respectful. For example, we don't take photos in sacred sites. Like, you don't go in and snap pictures, or that's where it's like when spiritual women will like take people on retreats to like Egypt or Sedona and Mount Shasta, and they're doing all these videos and photos, and it's like, that's spiritually illegal right there, and very karmic. But that's just one small example of something you don't do. If you do want to take a picture in a sacred site, you need to either have the land ask you to. So for example, Chichen Itza actually loves photography. That was the only sacred site I've ever been to in 5.5 years of traveling. That's like, please take pictures. Otherwise, you need to prayer or petition to the land and ask for consent before you take any photos, before you take any videos, to honor the land. I have a whole post about this on Instagram. If you want to learn more about the why, I have a whole description, so I'm not going to use this video to explain it. However, I might also record a YouTube video explaining that post. So if I do, I'll put that in the description box below. Otherwise, my Instagram handles will be down here as well. But you'll learn all the things of what to do, what not to do, how to successfully do grid work, all of these things at the same time as do a grid work mission and be with somebody who has done this work on the grid embodied for 6 years, not just meditating and doing grid work visually, which I don't truly believe really works or does too much, probably does a little bit, but not like actually putting your feet in the soil and going to these locations. So I'm really excited to be able to bring you along with me for these trips. Now, of course, this is a Gridwork trip. You are not getting an itinerary. You are not getting this is what we're doing every day. I don't know what we're doing every day. You never know what you're doing any day with Gridwork. You know where to go and you know when to go. And that's about it. For some of the trips, we do have like main places that I've already been told in advance. Okay, when you go on the UK Gridwork trip, you need to go to Glastonbury. Or when you go on the Ireland trip, you need to go to Destiny Stone. General concepts are present. However, in order to actually honor the land and the integrity of the fact that this is a Gridwork trip, we trust where the land calls us to go during the trip, and therefore you're having an embodied, lived, real experience of what it is actually like to do grid work, not some sort of glamorous version, not some sort of fake performative spiritual version, but the real nitty-gritty. This is grid work 100%. So I love our trips so much. They are so expansive, so incredible, and it's not like a retreat. So for most of the places, we're not in one location, unless it's like Sedona or Shasta, very small places. So we are in one spot and going around. Things like Ireland, we're driving. Things like Costa Rica, we're driving. Things like New Zealand, we're driving. So if you don't want a road trip, you're going to want to go to Sedona, Shasta, Joshua Tree. Those are your three in the Lake Atitlan. Those are the four that you're going to have kind of more home base. The other ones, it is a trip. These are fun. These are adventurous, not high activity. So you're not going to be going on like big hikes or anything. Don't worry, I'm not the most active person, so that's not part of the trips. Though we will be spending plenty of time in nature. So that being said, when are these trips happening? All of our dates will always remain confidential. I don't personally believe in ever sharing retreat or trip dates to the public. I don't think that is good, or like, I don't know, it gives me a weird vibe. I don't think that everybody should know where you are. And for the integrity and protection of the grid trip, no, the dates are not posted publicly. The locations, I'll share you here. The locations will also be in the description box. How you can access the dates is apply for the trip or the trips that you want to learn more about. Once you've applied, if you're approved, then the information will be sent. This allows me to keep the trips confidential and ensure that when the trip dates are released, they are only released to people who are genuinely serious and genuinely inquiring. And yes, there's a little form that you need to go through before you're going to get the trip dates, because I really respect integrity and confidentiality to ensure that all the people that are coming with me don't need to worry about random people on the internet knowing where these trips are, just because these videos do get viewed by a good amount of people. So that's that. I cannot fathom posting a trip date online. And yeah, so I'm very excited about these trips. We already have some dates that are sold out, some dates that have one spot left, some dates that are almost sold out, and we have our soonest trip in just about a month. So in the description box below, you're going to see the dates. You'll also see a symbol, so almost sold out or in the next 3 months, so that you know, oh my God, I really want to go to Ireland, and that is within the next 3-month time window. You're going to want to apply now. So our locations, in no particular order: Joshua Tree, London and Glastonbury, UK, that is already sold out. Ireland, Sedona, 2 Mount Shasta trips. We've got Costa Rica, Lake Atitlan, Guatemala, and New Zealand beautifully. Yeah, those are all of our trips. Oh, and India, Nepal. So a couple of those trips, India, Nepal, Ireland, and the first one of Mount Shasta, are within the next 3 months, with one of them happening in 1 month from now. So you're going to want to make sure if one of those are what you want to attend to, you are applying now. I will say, For things like New Zealand, Sedona, and the other Shasta trip, apply now, do not wait. I'm gonna be very transparent just with how quick those trips are selling out. There's also a limited number of spaces for each one of these trips. Like, these are small trips. I don't want a lot of people there. I want to keep it intimate. You're also getting the opportunity to be mentored and work one-on-one with me throughout the duration of the trip. I will be open to doing and working with the Akashic Records and quantum healing and breathwork, as well as coaching throughout the duration of the time together. And I think that's all the information. You get more information when you are actually inquiring, of course. For more information on pricing, dates, etc., you can fill out the form in my description box below. Yeah, so good. I'm super excited. You are also welcome to apply with a friend. So if you're like, I really want to go to Sedona, but I want to bring a friend with me, feel free to have your friend also apply and fill out the application. And then maybe you can come with your friend and we will see you in person. So I'm super excited. This victory lap actually started in December, so we've already had one trip. It's so fun to be able to see you guys in person and get the opportunity to see you like witness your power, witness the fact that you're like, oh, this is Gridwork. I've been doing this. I just didn't have a name for it. And just watching kind of the tears flow when you really meet yourself in these sacred sites and see who you truly are and really step into the identity of what it means to be a grid worker is a dream come true for me. So I am so thrilled and excited for these trips. Once again, in the description box below is going to be all of the dates, all of the trips, which ones are coming soon, which ones are sold out or almost sold out, and then the application. I'll also put in the link down for New Earth Academy. This is a very big mastermind program for 12 months, and we do talk and have a module on grid work in there. I may pull out that module and sell it separately at some point, but right now it is just in that program. So I'm sending you so much love. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them, and I can't wait to see you on the victory lap.